If you're trying to lose belly fat, stop doing cardio. This sounds backwards, right? Well, believe it or not, it's actually true. Stop spending hours on the elliptical to get in shape. Running on the treadmill 5 or even 6 days a week gets most people nowhere.
Started at like 275, and then weighed in, I think it was the beginning of the week here. So technically into 11 weeks, not the full 90. It was 240, 243 and a half. So like what, 31 and a half pounds.
You want to know why running on the treadmill 7 days a week doesn't work for you when you're trying to lose weight? Because it never has. And I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. Cardio actually burns calories, usually in the form of carbs in the bloodstream that are then replaced with the very next meal that you eat and stored as more fat. This is why when you even eat low-calorie foods or run for an hour a day, it seems like you get softer, but you don't actually lose any weight. And this is one of the biggest reasons why most weight loss attempts fail within the first 3 weeks.
A lot of times when I've made that choice of like, all right, I'm done with what I'm doing, I want to change and look a little different, our first instinct is to cut out a bunch of stuff, because it's like I need to work out a crap ton and then cut out all these foods.
I don't do an hour of cardio. I have never done an hour of cardio in the past 5-10 years, and I stay sub 10% body fat year round. Well, you could say, well, I have a couple injuries and I can't lift heavy. You don't have to lift heavy to get in shape. You can say, well, I can't stick to a diet because I'm always hungry all the time. You can follow diets where you're not hungry and you're eating your favorite foods. You can say, I'm not in shape because I don't know who to listen to. I don't know even what to do. Well, here's your chance to put all those myths to rest and learn exactly what you need to do to get in shape, depending on what shape you're in right now and what shape you want to be in. With all those failed past attempts to try dealing with the fat, do you really think that this time is going to be any different? I mean, how long are you going to keep trying on your own? The rest of your life? Now, if I was your trainer and I showed you exactly how to torch your belly fat, do you think that you'd get better results than working out on your own? Of course you would. So let me help you. There is a simple way to completely transform your physique in as little as 12 weeks, like, say, Hugh Jackman did for the Wolverine movie. But to transform himself into the superhero, Jackman followed some of the secrets that I'll reveal to you. Chris Pratt went from the chubby, lovable Andy on Parks and Rec to the cover of Men's Fitness sporting a killer set of abs. What's their secret? They ruthlessly cut through the fluff and the BS. They have zero time to waste because their next film role is starting in just a few weeks. So they can't waste time on the wrong program. Is fruit bad for your diet? You should know that the advice to eat plenty of fruits and vegetables is gravely flawed. This is exactly where many diet books and trainers and dietitians run into trouble. They recommend eating fruit because of the high vitamin content, but they completely ignore fructose. Is fructose good for you? That answer is unfortunately complicated. There's no doubt that fruits offer a slew of health benefits, vitamins, minerals, fiber, and phytonutrients. But the fructose complicates the issue for most people, especially women. Well, guess what? These same rules apply to a lot of vegetables as well. And I know it's enough to make your head spin. How can you possibly know which fruits to eat, how often, and how much? What do you do about this? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Just eat enough of the right foods. I'm sure you've heard that before. But instead of just going and eating healthy and starting to have more salads and whatever you usually do when you think you're eating healthy, you need to start eating foods that have an insanely high thermic effect. And thermic effect is just a fancy way of saying foods that burn calories as you eat them. So it's not lettuce and kale. It's very specific foods that can be found in pretty much any store. And you start eating these foods and they create heat in your body and you burn calories without having to go to the gym more or without having to starve yourself. But up until now, nobody has really taken advantage of this. And I mean, nobody. And that's finally changing, thank gosh. Because now you can make the most of it because I've gone out of my way and I've basically figured out which foods, or I've discovered and I've done my research on which foods have the highest thermic effect, which foods will burn fat the fastest. And these foods are backed by studies from big major universities that show that once you start eating foods with a high thermic effect, you can actually start losing weight. And these are the exact same foods that I've recommended to my clients all around the world without having to starve themselves or go live on the treadmill.
And now that we're here and I see myself differently, it's sometimes hard to fathom that it actually happened because I've been here doing it different times where I've starved my body probably, and then I've weighed the most that I've ever weighed as an adult, you know, and felt like it was impossible to get back to this point, and I ain't stopping now. So
if you're struggling with losing weight, I made a free video presentation that shows you what foods these are and the best one that you need to start adding, because there's actually 3 that I talk about in this video. It's right below. But if you're going to add just one of them, I highly recommend adding the 3rd one, because the 3rd one is really the nuclear bomb for weight loss, and it's the reason I've been able to help so many people get in shape. So if you're struggling with getting in shape, I highly recommend giving this a shot, even if you don't believe me right now, because I guarantee after you watch this video, you'll thank yourself for making this whole thing a lot easier. So if you're trying to check it out right now, or even if you're not, just give it a shot. Hit that link below and start adding this one food to your diet, and let's get you on the right path to your dream body.